Episode 1 of Gachiakuta starts with a girl crying about the stuffing coming out of her plushie in her white and pristine house. However, her mother says they can buy another one. So she stops crying immediately and throws it in the trash. Meanwhile, someone goes after that same trash, even invading a garbage disposal facility. He's a trash raider, people who the guards there see as threats to their city. The hooded trash raider picks up a bunch of items and escapes, even easily dodging the guards' bullets. Yet he can't keep that up for long, and one of the projectiles grazes his arm. Still, he's able to escape. Everyone is talking about the incident the next day. Two women blame the tribe's folk, the people who live in the slums. Their city is divided into two. One part is rich, clean, and the image of beauty, while the other is a perfect contrast. It's dirty, and the citizens barely have enough money to do anything. The only thing separating the two sides is a small gate, Rudo. The boy responsible for the trash raid is fixing the items he got the day before. His friend Chiwa tries to argue with him, saying it's dangerous, but the boy doesn't care. The rich people discard objects that can still be used, which angers him, and he needs to sell them to get money. Then, a few other kids see him and start bad-mouthing Rudo. They try their best to change the image of the slums, but Rudo's father ruined their effort and went on a killing spree. They bully Rudo and say he'll turn out to be a murderer just like his dad. Chiwa is the only one who disagrees, believing Rudo is a good person. The boy blushes and tries his best to give her the plushie he fixed, but he can't muster up the courage to do that. In the end, her mother calls her before the boy can give her the gift. When he gets home, Recto, his adopted father, messes with him, copying the boy's words from when he tried to give Chiwa the plushie. Still, he gets a bit more serious when he sees that Rudo got hurt in the raid. He scolds him and treats his wound. He also helps the boy treat his hands. He's also afraid the rich people might get Rudo and throw him into the pit, the place where they dispose of criminals. That's where they took Rudo's father as well. Somehow, Rudo's father left the boy with horribly wounded hands. His hands are black and red and never stop hurting, which disgusts the people near him. But Recto gave him gloves that, despite being old, alleviate the pain. Outside their house, a hooded and masked figure watches them, menacingly, on his way to give the plushie to the girl. The pit captures Rudo's eyes. It's a literal bottomless pit where people throw garbage and criminals. There's an execution happening at the moment, and the citizens can't help but watch it as it's right in the open. Chiwa arrives and says she hates that. Rudo tells her what Recto said, and she says that's obvious, as he loves him, too. When he realizes what she might have meant by saying too, the boy blushes and gives her the plushie. Even though he couldn't say what he felt, he was ecstatic that he gave her the gift. However, his happiness is about to end. When going home, he bumps into a group of guards, but pays no mind to what they're doing there. He opens his house's door and is greeted by the awful sight of the masked person stabbing. Recto, the murderer, beats him and goes away quietly, so Rudo rushes to his adopted father's side. Recto tries to tell him to run, but it's already too late. The guards arrive and blame Rudo for the murder. They take Rudo to the pit and prepare a public execution. The boy begs for people to believe him, but nobody believes him. Even Chiwa says he's just like his father and throws away the gift he gave her. But what shocks him more is seeing the masked figure in the middle of the crowd. As the guards throw him into the pit, Rudo screams that they are all filth and that he'll kill everyone. Then, everything becomes pitch black, and he wakes up in a place filled with trash. There are mountains and mountains of it, showing how much Rudo's city discards there. But the real worrying thing is the enormous monster made of trash staring at the boy. No one ever cares about what happens to a person when they go to the pit, but now Rudo experiences it firsthand. There are giant beasts made of trash in that hell, and they're after him. He tries to escape, but there doesn't seem to be a safe place near him. To make it worse, the awful air barely lets him breathe. He's prepared to accept his death when he remembers Recto. He's the only one who can avenge him, so he stands up to fight. He picks up a pipe and charges at the monsters. He parries one of their attacks and valiantly fights using every object he can find, but it seems hopeless. Still, he doesn't give up. Furious at them and the whole situation, he manages to cut one of them in half. Momentarily, he believes he's out of trouble. However, it's only the start. The beast regenerates and continues to go after him. Even though he escapes its attack, he can't get up and coughs up a lot of blood because of the air. Suddenly, a man with an umbrella gets in front of him and violently puts a mask on the boy's face. The guy tries to tell Rudo to be quiet, but he can't understand and keeps bothering him with questions. Ultimately, the man screams at Rudo, saying they'll attract the monsters, called trash beasts, and that he can't kill them with ordinary weapons. Obviously, a horde of creatures instantly appears. Still, they're nothing compared to the mysterious man. His umbrella glows and transforms, becoming more powerful. From then on, the beasts can't get close to him as the weapon deflects their attacks and destroys them by spinning incredibly fast. The biggest monster tries to vomit an explosive acid at him, but it doesn't work, and he kills it in seconds. The man's name is Engine, and he says he's a cleaner. Unfortunately, Rudo doesn't get to ask him anything else, as the boy collapses to the ground. Rudo recalls a legend that Regto told him when he was younger. If people care enough about an object, a soul will inhabit it. Because of that, Rudo grew to think objects were alive, but his thoughts are interrupted when he wakes up and sees Engine chained him up. Now, the man is taking him somewhere unknown. Rudo tries to ask him many things, but Engine doesn't answer all of them. He says that the place he calls home is the sphere, and Rudo can't go back there now. Not only is it in the sky, but it also moves, making its location hard to find. When Rudo insists on more questions, Engine leaves him alone in the middle of a dump. Many masked guys arrive there and ask him if he's a spherite. When he says so, they seem friendly and help him out of the chains. However, they soon lock him up inside a truck, chaining him up even harder. The spherites throw their trash there without batting an eye, which causes the trash beasts poisonous gas and more problems. Because of that, all of them hate the sphere and its citizens. They plan on selling Rudo, but one of them rejoices in torturing him before he shoves food waste into Rudo's mouth, imagining the boy had never touched trash before. However, Rudo uses the opportunity to bite off his fingers. He's sick of people putting labels on him. As he remembers Recto's words again, he suddenly imbues the chains with a red energy and frees himself. Engine watches that from far away and gets happy, knowing his intuition was right. The boy is a giver, someone who can give life to objects and draw out their power. The chain transforms and he scares the thugs. Then, he picks up a car wheel and transforms it too, surprising them once again. Apparently, it isn't common to do that with more than one object. When he's about to hit the last man standing, Engine stops him. The object turns to ash, and the boy's nose bleeds a little. After seeing his potential, Engine makes him an offer. If Rudo joins the cleaners, he'll tell him everything he needs to know. However, the boy isn't too excited about it. A doctor treats Rudo. Engine talks to someone about a really talented person he found, and says that they need to meet up soon. After that, he takes the boy out for lunch, showing a kindness he didn't seem to have before. The protagonist also realizes once again that the ground isn't what he expected, as it's full of cities and people. Then, Engine explains to him about anima, the force of emotions. That's what creates the trash beasts, which usually stay away from cities, but can invade them sometimes. That's why you can't beat them with normal weapons, only with the same kind of power. So they must use their vital instruments, objects that a person treats with care for such a long time that anima inhabits them. So basically, the cleaners are givers their instruments to destroy the trash beasts. However, there aren't many people who can control anima like that, so they're always recruiting. Knowing that, Regto was right all along about emotions living inside objects and having Engine praise his gloves almost makes him cry. But that's when Engine reveals his shadier side again and tells Rudo he sold all of his clothes and has been using that money to pay for what they're eating. Before the boy can snap at him, the man goes away, saying he's gonna find Rudo's trainer. Suddenly, a cat steals a little bag with the money from Rudo's clothes in it, and the boy runs after it in an alley. When he sees a stick, he quickly grabs it and uses it to get his money back. However, a cleaner appears out of the shadows, angry at the boy for taking his stick. He's Zanka Nijiku, the one responsible for training Rudo. He's furious, but Rudo diffuses the situation by explaining everything and apologizing. With that, the cleaner calms down and turns into someone else, which surprises the boy. Rudo sees that Zanka's expression has changed because he started smiling. So he does the same. However, Rudo is awful at smiling, so he looks like he's lying, even though he tries to fix that with another smile. He just does the creepiest grin ever. Zanka seethes with anger again, thinking the boy is messing with him, and they start fighting. To his surprise, Rudo picks up a random object from the garbage and transforms it, meaning everything his gloves touch can turn into a vital instrument. Zanka still overpowers him easily, seeing that he has more experience. However, the tables turn when he realizes Rudo is using a plunger to fight. As the boy waves it around, he fills the place with residues of garbage and poop. Then Zanka runs for his life while trying to explain to the boy what he's doing. Sadly for Zanka, he trips, and Rudo smears all of his clothes and a little of his face, When Engine sees that, he cracks up so much that the boys feel even more humiliated. With that fight done, they go to the cleaner's HQ, accompanied by Ryu, another cleaner,